We're looking at simplifying fractions, and what I'm going to try and talk you through is a few examples of the types of fractions you should be able to simplify, and then we'll have a go at a few questions on the right hand side. So first of all, we've got 12/14. Whenever we're simplifying fractions, we're looking for common factors. So what goes into both 12 and 14 is 2. Now I'm just going to demonstrate that by doing splitting 12 up into 6 times 2 and 14 into 7 times 2. The reason I do that is it gives you a clear indication that you've got a times by 2 and a factor of 2 on the top and the bottom, which you can cancel out, leaving you with 6/7 as that simplified version. 27/45 is a nice example because you initially might think, well, I'll try and halve them both, but you discover that 2 doesn't go into both. So then you try 3, and well, 3 goes into 27 9 times, and 3 goes into 45 15 times. But then you should spot that you can do it again. 3 goes into both 9 and 15. 3 goes into 9 3 times, and 3 goes into 15 5 times. So you can divide by 3 and then divide by 3 again. Hopefully though, when you get more practiced, you'll get to a point that you realise that, well, 9 goes into both of those. So 9 goes into 27 3 times, and 9 goes into 45 5 times. So if you can start to locate the highest common factor in both, it does mean you can start to be a bit more efficient with these questions. Just another one to look out for is sneaky factors like 11, in the fact that 11 goes into 55 5 times, and 11 goes into 132 12 times. So that's your simplified fraction. Pardon me. All of these are simplified because there isn't a common factor other than 1 that will go into all of them. So let's see if we can apply it to these ones over here. So for part A, we've got 102 divided by 200. Now you can go for the easy option of saying, well, let's do 51/100 just by halving both. And are there any factors that will go into both? Doesn't look like it, because 2 doesn't go into both. 3 does go into 51, goes in 17 times, but 3 doesn't go into 100. So you'll find that that is your simplified fraction. For this one here, 10/35, 5 goes into both, goes twice into that, 7 times into that, so 2/7 is our final one. This final one is a bit more tricky because you're given a numerator on the left hand side but the denominator on the right. Now, assuming that we've simplified this fully, that means that the right hand side will be something over 64 that cannot be simplified any further. And this number on the top is going to be a factor of 48. So let's just remind ourselves of our factors of 48. Five doesn't go in, and then 6 times 8, and then we're done. So we need to find out which of these factors cannot be simplified any further. So you could have 1 over 64, which means you then need to do 64 times 48 in order to find the denominator. It could be 2, or 2 would simplify further. 3 wouldn't simplify any further. 4 would. 6 would, 8 would, 12 would, 16 would, 24 would, 48. So any of those other factors would simplify, could simplify a bit further, so it wouldn't be fully simplified. So we're going to have a look at these two and see what we get. We're going to start by saying that's 3, which means to get from there to there, go to times by 16, which means we'd have to do the same to work out our denominator. Means that is one option. If you do the other option, where you make it 1/64th, then we're going to need to do 48 times 64, and 48 times 64. I'm certainly not getting my calculator out at this point. And we end up with 3072. So those appear to me, if you simplify them fully, to be the answers you get. Hope that helped with your simplifying fractions and a bit of factors in there for good measure.